The U.S. Supreme Court will allow the Trump administration to continue to use a controversial wartime power to deport Venezuelan migrants. And more tariffs are coming as global markets continue to teeter. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The U.S. Supreme Court is narrowly backing the Trump administration's efforts to continue deporting Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador. President Trump claims they are gang members. The high court vote was 5-4. Conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett sided with 3 liberal justices. The ruling means President Trump can rely on the rarely used wartime power, the Alien Enemies Act, to deport people. NPR's Jimenez Bustillo reports the court did set a limit.
The justices did say people need to have adequate notice of their removal and an opportunity to contest it. The judges also sided with the government in arguing any disputes need to be individually filed in the states where people are held. The ACLU and other organizations sued in Washington, D.C. and sought to represent all people who may be subject to the Alien Enemies Act in the U.S. It's unclear what the order means for people who were already deported to El Salvador under the Alien Enemies Act after their lawyers said they did not get enough notice of removal. Jimenez Bustillo, NPR News, Washington.
In a separate immigration case, Chief Justice John Roberts temporarily paused a lower court's order. It had demanded that the Trump administration bring back a man wrongly deported to El Salvador. This temporary hold will allow the high court time to review the case. Stock futures are climbing on Wall Street in pre-market trading. The opening bell doesn't ring for another 2.5 hours, but Dow futures are up by more than 700 points. Markets seesawed yesterday by hundreds of points. That's as investors expressed fright over the future of President Trump's global tariffs. He says despite the market turmoil, other countries are now seeking to strike what he calls fairer trade deals with the U.S. But NPR's Scott Horsley says Trump will impose fresh tariffs tomorrow.
As things stand right now, products from the EU are going to be slapped with a 20% tariff tomorrow. Japanese goods are facing a 24% tariff, and imports from China could be looking at tariffs of over 100%.
NPR's Scott Horsley reporting. Iran and the U.S. will be holding talks on Iran's nuclear program this weekend. But as NPR's Alex Leff reports, it seems there's already disagreement over way these negotiations will happen.
President Trump says his administration is in direct talks with Iran over its nuclear program. But Iran's foreign minister responded overnight with something different. Abbas Araghchi wrote in a social media post the two countries would begin, quote, indirect high-level talks. He said there will be a meeting in the Arab country of Oman on Saturday. During his last presidency, Trump pulled the U.S. out of a nuclear deal with Iran and imposed what he called maximum pressure. As part of that deal, Iran agreed to limits on its nuclear development in return for relief from economic sanctions. Now the president says he wants to negotiate something, quote, different and maybe a lot stronger. Alex Leff, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
The University of Florida won the NCAA men's basketball championship in San Antonio last night. Texas Public Radio's Joey Palacios reports they defeated Houston 65-63.
The Florida Gators took a bite out of the Houston Cougars inside the Alamo Dome, closing a 12-point gap in the second half. This is Florida's third national championship win. The last wins were in 2006 and 2007. Head coach Todd Golden says he's proud of everyone in his program.
I do think what separates us and what has separated us all season long is our team talent and the way our guys have played together and for each other all year. And because of that, we can call each other national champions for the rest of our lives.
Florida guard Walter Clayton Jr. was named the Final Four's most outstanding player. I'm Joey Palacios in San Antonio.
You're listening to NPR News.